All right, we just had another awesome Monday here at the Tea Garden Historical Society. We want to thank everybody who showed up today, everybody who donated today. Super awesome. Can't say thank you enough. But of course, if you didn't attend today, we can still check out some of the items we have here on display. So let's check out some of the stuff we had on display this week. Of course, we have the theme of this week is going to be the old stuff, basically. Pretty general topic there, but we have some old newspapers. But so let's check out the 1966 Leetonia Prettiest Dress Award. This was recently donated to us by our grandma, Joyce Davis. Super old dress right here. If anybody knows more about this kind of stuff, leave comments below, get a hold of us. There's the plaque right there, super awesome. Of course, there's the actual dress. We have it hung up there. Anybody knows more information about this, get a hold of us. Let us know what kind of dress this stuff is. Maybe come out here on a Monday, check it out. Yeah, super old dress right there. And of course, we got some other old stuff here. And one of the favorite things to collect here at the Tea Garden Historical Society, old newspapers. Let's start right there, 1670, one of our oldest literatures we have here, the London Gazette. Anybody ever wants to come down here and read this little newspaper right there, you can see the language of English was quite a bit different back then. And this is one of our, not a complete newspaper right there, that's just one leaf. But we're super grateful to have something that old right here at the Tea Garden Historical Society. All right, let's check out this next newspaper. 1798, the Federal Gazette, right there, Baltimore Daily Advertiser. Super little writing. Of course, some of this stuff's fading over time. These newspapers keep getting older. They're not getting any younger out here. So this is gonna be stuff, we're gonna try to digitize a lot of this stuff. We're gonna try to scan this stuff, take pictures of it, try to get digital versions of it. Another old newspaper right there, 1806. Let's check out the United States Gazette for the country. Of course, back in the day, newspapers were super important. This is how people got their information back then. They didn't have stuff like Facebook, email, 100 different news stations out there. Back then, you had to read a newspaper if you wanted to find out what's going on out there in the world. Another old newspaper right there, 1864, the Army-Navy Journal. This one comes out right there during the American Civil War. We originally bought that piece when we were working on our documentary about the General Morgan's surrender in West Point, Ohio. Awesome story. You ever want to know more about that kind of stuff, come down here to the Tea Garden Historical Society. You can find everything about Columbiana County and beyond. So let's keep this stuff going right here. Let's check out some items here owned by Arthur Hensroth, our great grandpa. Super awesome stuff right here. We're going to start with an old Bible right there that Arthur's mother gave to him when he was a kid. And then eventually Arthur took this to World War I with him. Carried it with him the whole time, survived the war, came back. Other items here. So we've got some dog tags here from Arthur Hensroth. Super awesome stuff here. Of course, some tags here from World War I. Also have a little cross right there that he would have wore. A little cross right there he would have wore during the war. Pretty common. This is the kind of stuff people had back in those days. Super grateful to get a hold of this kind of stuff. Of course, when Arthur Hensroth came back to the United States from Europe, he had a variety of old European money in his pocket. So if you ever want to see more about this stuff, come on down here to the Tea Garden Historical Society every Monday, and you can look at this stuff in person. It's probably hard to see the detail in this stuff from the camera, but again, we appreciate you all watching. So let's keep this going here. Let's check out some more old stuff here. An old rifle here, owned by Arthur Hensroth or possibly another one of our relatives. If anybody knows more about these kind of antique firearms, get a hold of us. We're trying to figure out the exact date on this. We've done a lot of research. It looks like this is probably a late 1800s, early 1900s rifle. Octagon barrel. You can see there, nice quality octagon barrel. Super heavy on the front. And this thing definitely has a lot of weight in the front there. That's gonna help when you're shooting. And it's gonna make a nice smooth shot there. Not exactly sure of the caliber on this. We're still trying to figure this out. Single loading right there, of course. Anybody knows any more information about firearms, want to help us out a little bit, send us a message, leave a comment, or come out here on a Monday. You can take a look at this gun in person. You can see what's going on with it. We can't find the name of any company that made it, but super old and super awesome. Of course, now let's check out some of our digitizations we've done. Of course, a couple of these books here we've digitized already. This is a great one right here, the Combined Atlases, Columbiana County, Ohio, 1841 and 1860. You can see at that point, Columbiana County had a whole row of other townships that eventually became part of Mahoning County. A couple of these other pieces we still want to digitize. This would be a great book to digitize. The farm and business directory right there. We even have one of our relatives in there from the 40s. And then some other super awesome old pieces. That was the theme of this week, old stuff. I know, pretty general topic right there, but that's what we love to collect around here. Old artifacts, old newspapers, old Native American arrowheads right there, super awesome. Got some flint shavings, carvings, pieces broken off there. A couple of these items found on this property. Some of the other stuff found by a relative of ours in Wyoming. Super awesome. We love arrowheads. This is super cool. People love collecting this stuff. Of course, some old Civil War bullets right there. A variety of calibers of unused bullets from the Civil War era. We obtained these from Eric Dorr over there at the Gettysburg Museum in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We got Eric there to autograph this for us. You might have seen Eric Dorr on different shows like Pawn Stars and a couple other reality shows, maybe American Pickers. But super awesome. We love collecting old stuff like this. These are all authentic Civil War bullets. We have a couple replicas right here just to show what some of the stuff might have looked like originally had it not aged so much. Yeah, so thanks for watching so far. We've got a couple more items to check out here. Again, you ever want to check out any of this stuff in person, come down to the Teagarden Historical Society every Monday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 4205 and a half McCracken Road, Teagarden, Ohio, 44460. Right here is an old nickel from 1927, found by my nephew, Preston Hensroth right there. He came across this super cool coin and he's donated it to the museum here. And that's what we love to collect, all kinds of unique items. A couple other old coins, 1920 penny, super awesome there. That thing's got some age on it. Of course, I'm not sure if they're even making pennies anymore. Better save these things just in case. 1948, D-Series penny. Again, super collectible. People love old coins, old Civil War bullets, Native American arrowheads, old newspapers. This is the stuff we love collecting here. If anybody has any suggestions, has any comments, leave them below. We're always looking to learn too. So come out here to the Teagarden Historical Society every Monday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Check all of our social media sites. We're making posts every day. In case you can't come in person, you want to become a member, get a hold of us on social media sites or just stop out at the cabin. Again, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. See you next time.